right. Let's get this thing going, man. Finna jump live.
Let's get it.
Let's get this thing going one way or another. Hey, we live, man, in the flesh.
Yes,
I got my guy, Akoye. Hey, Akoye, tell him who you are, man. Tell him who you are while I'm sitting on
man.
this.
One and only Akoye Media right back at y'all on another Wednesday, man. One man law. Excited to break down, some more footage of that Cincinnati game, but also want to see what we do as far as our roster moves and all that. So, you guys know where to find me. I know that's what I was supposed to be doing an intro. You know where to find me, Akoye Media on YouTube, pretty much, and anywhere else that offers up social media or anything like that. I'm still Akoye Media on there as well, except IG, but don't follow me there. Anyway, I'm just excited to jump in, man. That's why I'm talking all fast. I'm excited just for the fact that season getting closer, man. That's really what it is. It's getting closer, and this defense is looking good. So I just want to see what we do, what type of havoc we can wreak for the rest of the season.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, we getting this thing going one way or another. I'm gonna see why this thing is just ran off from me. But go ahead, man, keep talking because this thing is all jacked up, man. Murphy Law is in the building. That's what it is. There she go. There we go. I done slapped Murphy down now, man. We live on all platforms now. Yeah, so everybody gonna hear the backup of the backup of the backup on my Facebook panel, but we live now though, so it's a little delayed, but delayed but not denied, as they say.
Right.
All right, so man, tell people again, man, where they can find you, because we just now live on the Facebook panel. So go ahead and tell people, man, where you find you at again, man.
What's up, Cowboy Nation? You guys can check me out at Akoye Media on YouTube. Remember to subscribe. We have a 10K goal before the season starts, so we're at about 9 now. So you guys can flood in and don't be shy. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and also like it as well, so that more people can find us, because we ain't going nowhere, man.
No doubt, man. Ain't going nowhere. Bring it. We right here.
They want me to, though. Like that Dak video, we getting not we, because you ain't do it with me, but
right.
Yeah, I'm going toe to toe with everybody over that one.
Yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Hey, y'all help Akoye get to beyond 9,000. Don't just subscribe for just being subscribing, but subscribe to this man with understanding that this guy got some information out there for the nation, for everybody out there. So just don't meet him there, beat him there to 10,000 subscribers, man. Get there and let's get this thing going one way or another. I like to give out rewards, for the first person to jump in. So I'm gonna pull up the Facebook panel. Shout out to Robert. Shout out to Marshall Anderson. Shout out to y'all that's on this page. If you are from the other side sites like the Phantom, EBSN Online, Big Game James, Silver and Blue Nation, and as well as D Dallas Prospect. Every legend was once a prospect. Go click the link that's on the top that says Law Nation, and that's where you can join me so I can interact with you all there. And as well as I like to just do my homework here, shout out to David Short, the first person to lay wood over here on the chat box, KJ Rose and Mitch, third place. Close but no cigar.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, hey, the first order of operation, man, we talked about Dak Prescott, right? You
Right.
talked about his throws. You had a lot of heat that come at you, saying that he was overthrowing. His anticipation was really not as what to be expected. Break that down, elaborate on it. And, yes, his stats were, what was he, 10 for 15 or 12 or something like that? Or what was his stats?
It was 10 for 15. It wasn't
10
even
15.
about his.
All right.
Like, whenever I talk to anybody in the Cowboy Nation, they always jump straight to QBR. They jump straight to his completion percentage and so on. Dak is more so right now, and it's not a curse word or a curse, but he's more so a West Coast quarterback right now. Tony Romo was a West Coast quarterback, so that's not that's not an indictment. It's just observation. But right now, he's gonna have a West Coast quarterback has a higher completion percentage because they throw shorter passes. Dak throws within that 15-yard radius.
Right.
And I'm not saying like from one game or from a 15 pass sample size that we know what he's going to be doing all year. But if you see that someone hasn't shown a thing. Now they may not be working on the deep ball, but he attempted a few. But they may not be working to press for the deep ball right now. They might have understood or come to the realization that Dak just doesn't like to take those types of chances all the time. So uh, I'm not saying he can't do them because I've seen them in practice.
Right.
But back when we got into the live game, I saw some of the same tendencies in the small sample size that we had of him, which is more so the reason why I think he should play this third game. They're talking about him not playing, but I think we need to get him out there when it with the ones when it doesn't really count, just so he can he can risk a little bit, and that's what I wanted to see. Like put some balls to the wall. It's preseason,
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah, you have critics, you have people who are watching, yeah, but at the end of the day, this is where you try things out, and this is where you gain that momentum and that confidence,
Right.
especially if you're working on new things. You don't want to work on them when uh, they have to work in the fourth quarter, in the Panthers game or so on. You know what I mean? You do
Yeah.
that now. You do that
Yeah,
now.
I have Mitch, not just Mitch, Henry Noakes. I think that's how you say your last name. He said, "Isn't West Coast offense supposed to get the ball out quick with a quick release? Is that how the quarterback's supposed to throw?"
I
He was,
mean, all quarterbacks are supposed to get the ball out with a quick release.
mhm.
As far as quick though, yeah, short intermediate passes is a West Coast offense, but the only difference is he's a West Coast quarterback, but this isn't a West Coast offense per se because we run the ball a lot more. We're more like a smash mouth, run first type team. But he
Right.
just so happens to be a West Coast quarterback. I spread them out and throw precise short routes where you're relying on yards after the catch and so on, and you have little shiftier receivers so that you don't have to run the ball as much. Like Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't have to run the ball. They don't have to be successful running the ball in New England to win because they'll pass the ball for 5 yards and it's just as good as Zeke up the middle for five. They don't care.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel exactly what you're saying. But let's talk about the five, not 100, but the 5,000 pound gorilla that's in the room. Travis Frederick.
Yeah, man.
They saying that he got the Gullion. I don't know what it really is, but it says the Gullion disease or what have you is something to mess with his immune system. Sometimes I was reading that this thing, it says that this disease that he have could be for 2 weeks, 3 months, or to a year, depending on your body immune system, depending on the way your body can react and heal to this. It may can linger. It may can just be something that he can shake off. I'm already sending up prayers to Travis Frederick and him and his whole entire family.
Right.
I do know that football is not forever. It's only a short time that you can play football. But moving all of that to the side, just to talk about the football play as it relates to the center. Is that what Travis Frederick played, right? The center,
Right.
right?
Right.
I said, I'm on record saying that the center is the second hardest position to learn in the National Football League. And now all of a sudden, people saying that Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and Coach Garrett saying that they're going to rest Dak Prescott. And this is the thing. The center exchange to the quarterback means everything. It can
Right.
cause turnovers. It can cause the not to be able to pick up their hot reads, the zone pickup of the blocks, and to be able to kick out on your block setups. That was all what the center plays in the National Football League. He have to be responsible of pointing out the mic at certain situations. So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me come week one that all of a sudden I do know that Dak Prescott is practicing with the center now exchange. But there's something about a live game, and we know for sure that the Arizona Cardinals, they have a nice front four. Why not put Dak Prescott? I know a lot of people saying no, we have to protect the young quarterback. But why not give him those valuable reps now that you know for
Right.
sure that you're going against the number one defense at this time? Not saying that they number one, but I'm talking about their team number one defense. Why
Right.
not put him into that fire right now so that they can have this center exchange from the center to the quarterback out there, so they can have the continuity, so they can have the rapport and the poise down. Because if not, then that exchange, there can be fumbles off the snap. There can be you remember Andre Gerard,
Yeah,
how
he
you
used
say
to
that
throw it
man's
all
name?
over the
He
place,
would throw the
man.
ball way over the
Also,
quarterback
he's
head.
really a guard.
Right. So, I mean, come on now. It's just from my rationale, from my notion, from my limited knowledge of football, right? That
Right.
one would say it would be better for this team to get out there, get your butt out there and get those reps in so that week one you will not have surprises. I always said this from the last show that I said it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than
Right.
not to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So, what I'm saying is, it's better for Dak Prescott, regardless of what people may think. If you play the safe route, it's better for him to get out there and have those exchanges and be ready for game one instead of expecting or expecting us to be out there and not prepared. You see what I'm saying? But I want to know
Right.
your thoughts on this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, you got to think about it. Woods, Travis Fredericks, Jamil Showers messed his knee up. Not that he was really, going to be a front runner for starting, but still, the injury bug is biting. LVE's out with a groin. Um, Zach Martin's already hurt. He hurt his knee. So to me, if the difference between a 0-4 start, a 1-3 start, or even shit a 2-2 start, and a 3-0 and so on, a winning record, I think is right now for us anyway is attrition. Yeah, we have to
Right.
execute, but you can't execute if you don't have your executioners out there.
True that.
So
True that.
think about this, man. I agree with you. I only would agree with you if we had a Luke McCown or a Ryan Fitzpatrick or a Brian Hoyer behind Dak, where if something happens to him, you're confident in who's coming in there. We don't have that. So to risk Dak right now, I think would be foolish if winning this year is something you're serious about as a team, and I think we are. So I understand the move. You protect them because you want Cooper Rush starting the season for you? Do you want Mike White starting the season for you? Right now, that's a resounding hell no. So
Right.
I would protect him because you have no choice. Dak's going to take more risks than the average quarterback and more hits than the average quarterback anyway. So why not?
Okoye, you must got a lot of people sitting on the edge of their seat when they say you have to protect Dak Prescott. A lot of people think that you hate Dak Prescott, so you got a lot of people sitting there like, okay, Okoye saying
what's
that.
crazy, man? The
Right.
retarded part of that, and I don't mean to use the word retarded. The intellectually,
Yeah.
what do you call it? Intellectual deficit or deficiency? The intellectual deficiency of that statement
Right.
is if I hated him, right? I'm not. I'm already taking the heat for saying whatever I say anyway. So what more would it mean to me to say, yeah, I don't fuck with Dak Prescott? Now,
Right.
mind you, if he continues to play the way he played the last 8 games, I'll tell you within the first 4 games where he can go. No problem. But right now, no, I don't hate Dak Prescott. And honestly, if you look at my track record and the things that I've said about Dak, whether you like me or like my tone or like my delivery or not, are the things that so he's a hater. He hates himself. He said he needs to improve his accuracy. He said he needs to hold himself more accountable. He says he needs to work more with his receivers in the offseason, and he did those things. I said it. I'm a hater. Jerry Jones just said we've given him everything, to help him succeed. So he expects nothing but success this year because of all the things that they've done this offseason to kind of make him comfortable, and he's already admitted to that. So Jerry Jones is a Dak hater too because he's criticized Dak. Stephen Jones, he said that Dak needs to improve. I guess Jason Garrett, when he said it, he's a Dak hater too. Anybody who criticizes Dak that's not someone that you accept it from is a Dak hater. You know what I mean? For me,
Right.
I don't hate Dak. I'm indifferent. Like he's not bad. He's not great either. I just don't look at him like he's the Messiah to the team until he is the Messiah to this team. Right? I
No
won't name
doubt.
him. I won't crown him until he crowns himself. So when I'm at the NFC Championship game and Dak is busting ass, whether it's on the ground or in the air, I don't care how he do. He could play fullback and win. I don't give a shit. I don't care if
Yeah.
he never throws the ball. If he can win, great. If he can't, just like anybody else, like I like Anthony Brown. But if Anthony Brown keeps getting pass interference, just sit his ass on the bench.
No doubt.
Get
No
him out
doubt.
of here. I like Jordan Lewis. If Jordan Lewis keeps playing the way he played in Cincinnati, Get him the
Get him
fuck
out
out
of
of
here.
here.
Get him out of here.
I
Hey,
don't.
and you speaking from sarcasm from earlier, because got to let people know what sarcasm is. When you say
Yeah,
Jerry Jones must hate
yeah,
Dak
because then they'll
Prescott.
say,
Yeah.
"quote Okoye says Jerry Jones is a
But
Dak."
I don't know if John Sparks is a medical professional, but he did point out some things with this Gillian, going back to Travis Frederick. He said it usually can be up to 6 months if not treated properly. It's some type of virus that can occur during surgery, things like that. And he also said, and shout out to you, John Sparks. Let me know if you're a medical professional, because I'm surely not. I'm not one at all. But he
Right.
did say that with this deficiency, it could be treatable if caught early. And he gave me some, only 3% of the victims are suffered from relapse. So meaning that with that being said, it's on a positive aspect that Travis Frederick may be back into the mix if possible, if it's treated properly. And I'm trying to just paraphrasing because I lost the actual sentence there, John. But I'm trying to find out where it's at because I got so many people commenting. Let me see. Frederick said he caught it early. The disease itself attacks the nerves in the body, and it can be paralyzed and can be fatal. So shout out to John Sparks. It's on the Law Nations 2.0 page, putting out there all the facts. I really appreciate that information.
Mm-hmm.
All we can do is just hope and pray that he can get back before 6 months. But
you know,
it is what it is. Yeah.
that goes with that though. What would have happened had he not gone and gotten a second opinion,
second and third
or a
opinion. Yeah.
third, or however many
Yeah.
opinions he got? So I'm happy for him that he at least even knows what's going on, because that's 90% of the battle. Of course he has an uphill battle because I haven't done the research on his illness. I will though, but at least he knows now what he's up against, and maybe that speaks to why he was uncharacteristically getting beat a little bit. Not taking away from the defensive line, because I think they
Right.
really are what they look like they are.
Right.
But he was getting beat uncharacteristically by guys who were kind of lower on the totem pole, minus D-Tone Jones, because D-Tone Jones I think can beat. I've seen him beat um, Smith as well, Tyron Smith. So nothing wrong with him right now. So some of those guys were giving him the business, like Price and so on.
Right.
And maybe that's why. Maybe he wasn't at full strength. Well, not maybe. Obviously, he wasn't at full strength throughout camp. So, like I said, hats goes off to Travis Fredericks. Travis Fredericks. I'm tongue twisted today.
Right.
But as far as the center starting the season, Joe Looney. Joe Looney blocks well. I don't know what his exchange will be, but he blocks pretty well. And sandwiched between Williams and Martin, a healthy Martin, might not be so bad. As long as the rest of our starters are there, I think we can live with one or two guys not being Pro Bowl level linemen. We can shuffle them around. I'd like to shuffle this line around anyway.
Right.
People don't agree with me. I like Connor Williams a lot, and initially I liked him at guard, because that's where they wanted to put him. I think because Leal said he didn't want to play guard at all, but I think Leal plays guard better than Connor, and I think Connor can play right tackle good enough. So I would rather see Connor at right tackle and Leal at guard, because Connor he struggles with power, and that's all he's going to see all year, especially when we play the Giants. All he's going to see all year is power. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm not saying he can't do it, but the only time I've seen him look bad is when he's playing against defensive tackles. His feet are always in good position. It's just he gets folded over because of his suddenness and raw power. And he's not going to be dealing with that as much on the outside, as he's going to be dealing with more speed on the outside. He's suited to deal with speed.
No
where
doubt,
Leal
man.
is good with the power.
Yeah, no doubt with that. Hopefully, this is the thing. This is his rookie year. I think Connor Williams will eventually. I think he said on the radio station 105.3 The Fan that he's struggling now with gaining the weight, and with weight comes extra power and strength, especially playing that position going from 10 games a year to now 16 and beyond. So hopefully he can get those legs together and get his core body together, and maybe, just maybe, he can improve in playing guard. Now, as far as tackling, playing the tackle, maybe.
I'd rather see him against Brandon Graham than I'd rather see him against
Fletcher.
Fletcher. Yeah. Somebody just said that too. Who said that? Let me see. Hold on a second. That was the Gurus. Connor versus Fletcher Cox. That's an ass whooping waiting to happen, and I like Connor, but Fletcher Cox, he bring a lot of whoop ass, and you need to bring a lot of whoop ass to deal with him. And Connor he more finesse than he is whoop ass.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Chris Longley and EG62011 in Cowtown, Tech. Shout out to you guys for joining in to the nation. B Rob, shout out to you all day, even twice on Sunday. This is the thing. When you're talking about that front offensive line, and to be able to play against these guys, the Giants, the Redskins, and because Redskins done vamped up and got everybody ready to play against the Cowboys, and also the Eagles. I call them the Sheagles or Filthy, however you want to call them. We're gonna have to come with our A game, and now that we have a chink in the armor, and that's still gonna be the middle of that offensive line. We gonna have to figure out if Looney can do this. I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried at all against Looney against the run. I got a little echo. My bad. I'm not worried at all on Looney. Oh, that's what it was. I was like, well, wait a minute. I'm hearing myself twice. I'm not worried at all with Looney against the run, or with the run. I think that Looney can still drive upfield and use that strength to get the open space for Ezekiel Elliott. It's just against the pass that I'm worried about. And also the center exchange. Can Dak Prescott line up under center with him? That takes continuity and rapport.
Yeah. I mean, I hear the echo now, too. I don't know why, though. I turned it back down. But I heard it for a second.
Shout out to Murphy Law, then.
Yeah, Murphy's Law. Let's whoop Murphy's ass, too.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't think, it's going to be something that lasts throughout the season. But if it does, I mean, we've seen it, like you said, with Andre Guerrero. That's just something to add to another feather to add to Dak's cap. It's something he had experiences. That's what Akoye really means. Is we're all an accumulation of our experiences, right? Mm-hmm, so those experiences, even though when you're going through them, they might feel like a pain in the ass or like somebody's doing you dirty, but those experiences are what make us who we are. Like I am everything good and bad that's happened to me, everything nutty that I've done, everything good that I've done. You know what I mean? I'm all those things. So Dak dealing with that adversity will do nothing but make him better in the end, because that's what made Romo better. You remember Romo got to a point where he started making plays off the shit. In the Rams game, threw the ball 23 yards behind him. He picks it up, scrambles, and him and Marion Barber just cascade up the sideline. You know what I mean? So, and then Marion Barber was another one of those guys. When Murphy's Law struck, he made something happen. So those things only come. You only have that confidence in yourself when you've been up against almost everything. Tom Brady's, torn an ACL. He's been blasted. He's been criticized. He's been hurt. All types of things have happened to him. He's going through it with his coaches. But all that experience and still having to try to play at a high level for so long, he has that experience where he knows he's unshakable. Drew Brees, same thing. They're unshakable because of the things they've gone through. Drew Brees, before he went to the Saints, you question whether or not he was screwed being a great quarterback, but you question whether or not he was even going to play in the league again. Period. Whether he was good or not. So those things have to happen for you to sort of emerge as who you are. And Eli, all the quarterbacks who've won have gone through that, and Dak has to go through that. Criticized by both the media and myself included. So he has to. And not saying like, and I'm not trying to justify anything. It's just, that's just natural. That's what happens.
I mean, that's life, man. There's always a good quote that says, "There's never been a statue raised to a critic." So you're going to get that. I get that coming to my channel. You get that coming to your channel. There's always things that you have to just take it and just say, hey, okay, this is going to either break me or make me better. And just know that somebody's opinion of you don't have to become your reality. And And that's just how I look at it. But like you said, with Dak Prescott getting all of these views of
Right.
negative attention
Right.
coming from both sides, whether it be like the coaching staff or what Stephen Jones or what Jerry Jones have to say, the only thing
Right.
that counts is putting a W in the win column on every game. So that's what counts, and just removing yourself from the L's. And that's what I think that Dak Prescott brings to the table, the intangibles. We can see
Right.
there's a throwing competition that was out there later or earlier this week with Mike White. And
Oh,
I said, man, Mike White coming out of college, man, he can circumcise a gnat. He's just that precise with his throwing mechanics. And
right.
he can throw a ball through a keyhole. But the thing is, the problem is with Mike White are the intangibles. Can he know when the pressure is coming on him? Is he able to
Oh,
make his proper reads when everything breaks down on him too as well? So
it's
yeah,
hard to assess though,
it's hard
because
to assess because he's playing with third and fourth
yeah,
string offensive linemen. But you should
'cause,
still see those glimpses of improvement, just like when Dak Prescott number was called. You know, he was still balling out of control during preseason.
I mean, to his credit though, Mike White, he played not great,
Right.
um, but considering who he was playing with, I think he played
True that.
okay. Okay, I was less impressed with Cooper Rush actually. Um, the one problem I had with White was he was slow to process, and I don't think that
Right.
comes from anything other than, it's just like when you cram for a test. He's crammed for this playbook, and right now it's not natural. It's not flowing out of him. It's like Bruce Lee used to say, "Don't think, just do." He's
Right.
not just doing; he's thinking, because he doesn't know what to do yet. So I want to see what he does next year, next preseason. I'm not really judging him too bad off of what he's done so far, because I think the reason he's staring downfield so long while the heat is on him, that's a good trait when you have a good line. It's a bad trait when you don't. So ask what is it, David Carr?
Right.
He was the guy that stares down the field. It's a good trait if he had our line. He'd stand tall in the pocket like Brady. Brady does it, but it doesn't look bad because nobody's blowing him up when he stands back there for 5 minutes. I mean, for 5 seconds or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um, I don't know, because Mike White's definitely not an athlete. I know that. Like I said, he looked like Billy Cundiff
Really
with the
kind
ball,
of.
but he can throw.
Yeah, but look at the measurable. He's 6'5", 230ish, 240ish, give or take, But you're looking at the measurables. You're saying okay, and then he got a good arm. He can put the ball on a penny if he wanted to, or
Right.
like throwing the ball on a rope. He can do those things. But like you said, the processing part. Think about this: Peyton Manning. He wasn't ready for year one. He wasn't ready for year two. It took him around year three to get his body and mechanics together. And once everything began to become slower, people were still able to see, okay, with Peyton Manning, I do know this, like going all the way back to 2000, 2001, they were
Right.
saying, okay, we see the potentials, but once he get everything together, then this guy can win games, and he was winning games for him. So
Right.
hopefully, with that being said, with Mike White's or even Cooper Rush, and I do know Cooper Rush fell off the wagon just a little bit this year, I'm thinking now that the Cowboys can take the risk of going with just two quarterbacks this year versus going with three quarterbacks. I think you can
Right.
hire one of those guys on the practice squad, and then you can bring in an extra guy what we need help on. We can transition over to this topic right here.
What's that?
Will Rico Gathers make this team?
I think he should. If he doesn't make the team because of, I've heard rumors. I was listening to Mark the other day talk about he liked the page that he shouldn't have. Maybe he did. I don't. I mean, I haven't verified it. But if he doesn't make this team because of something along those lines, conduct detrimental to the team or
Right.
whatever they try to come up with, I think we'd be doing ourselves and him a disservice. Is the kid a little weird? Probably, maybe,
Right.
maybe. But for a guy who's never played football until now, to have the natural ability to go up and get it and be as aggressive as he is, he treats football like it's rebounding in basketball, and he
Yeah.
goes up and he gets it, and he gets that part of the game. We can use Rico in so many ways, and honestly, for everybody who thinks I'm blasting Dak, the reason I'm begging for Rico so bad to make this roster is for Dak. Think about Cam Newton and Olsen, the
Right.
big or Alex Smith and Vernon Davis and then Alex Smith and Kelsey. You know what I mean? The
Mm-hmm.
biggest security blanket for your possession, Phil General style West Coast quarterbacks. The biggest weapon for those guys is an athletic tight end.
Right, and
Always.
you're looking for windows,
Russell
especially
Wilson.
right, especially when you got a quarterback that don't throw the back shoulder fade the best. You're
Hmm.
looking for somebody who can run seam routes.
Well, you're looking for easy reads too. Think of
Easy read, yeah.
very easy reads. Like if you're not if you are double teaming Rico in
Mm-hmm.
that box, then it's open for the out. It's open on the outside. Dak doesn't have to think too hard. If
Right,
they get going early with Rico, if you're not doubling Rico in the middle, I mean Rico literally can run in front of a linebacker and turn around. He's open. Rico
right,
can run past the linebacker and they can't stick with him. He's open. Rico is going to go up over a safety. He's already shown he's going to go up over a corner, right over his back, reach around him and take the ball. So it's like, and not saying he's going to do that every time, but I'm just saying he's shown that he understands body mechanics and leverage.
mm-hmm.
So those are things that Dak doesn't have to think about. He's
Right,
just trying to make it quick and cerebral for him. So if he hikes the ball in Rico's box and someone out, or they're running the same routes that Witten was running
mm-hmm.
later in his career, I love Witten overall as a motivator, overall as a tough man, as one of the greatest Cowboys to ever suit up. But today, or even in his rookie year, I don't think that. Not I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Witten is nowhere near the athlete that Rico is,
Right,
and Witten was a good tight end for us. So
mm-hmm.
I think Rico can be, as far as a receiving threat, better than Witten ever was.
Yeah,
I think
yes,
he
and no
can.
doubt. And then just think about this. I
Not
think
a blocker.
yeah, not a blocker.
Maybe
But
not your locker room captain.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking like this, like we can go with like a hybrid type of positioning, like a 13/12 personnel. When you have Jameis Olawale and the running back out there, and then you can flex Jameis Olawale into like a tight end positioning, right? And then you have a Rico out there, and you also have a Blake Jarwin, and those type of things will cause all type of confusion out there.
Right.
Because 13 personnel is traditionally like one running back, and then you have three tight ends. But you
Right.
can give them a different look with, like, let's say for instance, like a 21 or 22, and then you can have those rotations out there with sprinkling in, because Ezekiel Elliott can catch the ball out of the
Right.
backfield, and we already talked about my guy Ari Timken. He mentioned that the utilization of the running back out of the backfield catching the ball is something that the Cowboys must improve on, must do more of, and if you can do that. That means that you have the explosive playmaker, number 21, with the ball, and then that will bring in everybody's going to play close on the line anyway. Then that will open up the seam routes. They'll open up the vertical routes for a Rico Gathers, and I think Rico
Vach, what
Gathers
up?
can win the 1-on-1s.
Yo, Vach, what up? Vach in the chat room, lighting it up.
He must be on your side of the
Oh
world.
yeah, yeah. He's
Go
on my
and give a
side.
shout out to everybody, and I'm gonna jump over
Oh
to
man,
my Facebook panel. I got
that's
to
a
show
bet.
them love too. But go ahead and give your love over there.
Shout out to Cowboy Crunk. Shout out to Guru, Justin Quarles. As I said, Vash Lombardi. Cool Hand Luke, man.
That's a
Me and him
cold
had,
name right there,
yeah,
boy.
yeah. Cool Hand Luke. He a knowledgeable dude, man. We go back and forth. We don't agree, but we always respectful. At the end of the day, we have it's like two lawyers going at each other. We going hard to win,
That's
but
what
at the
make
end
us
of it,
family,
it's
man. That's what
respect.
make us family.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
definitely. Thomas Miles, what up? Dallas Cowboy Junkie, Two Faces of Evil. There's a bunch of them in here,
Yeah.
man. Dino Wallace.
Right.
Who else? Who else? DeMarcus. 008. Yo, what up? But
Yes.
Kenneth Lott.
That's what I'm
There's a lot
talking
of them in
about.
here, man. So I
Yeah.
ain't gonna go down the whole list,
Yeah,
but
yeah, just tell the
I know what
people's
it is,
champ that
man.
he got the link. If you want to jump in, we live like 95. Tell
Oh,
him Bosh
listen.
Lombardi
He
he can jump in.
said, I knew he was because he pulled shit up like it's case law. He
Case
said,
law.
Cool Hand Luke said, Akoye, I am a lawyer. I was like, yeah, because
That's
he
what it
pulled shit
is.
up like it's case law. He'd be like, hey, look at Act Section 28, you know what I mean? Case 3,
Docket
Black's
number
Law
15. Yeah.
Dictionary. Yeah, I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll just be like, look, man, this is what I feel. And he give me a whole
Uh-huh.
rundown.
On the Facebook panel, man, just give me love, man, when I shout out your name. So let me know if you guys still live in the mix over there. Keith Woody, man, shout out to you, man. That's a cool name. I like the Woody part of it. The name, that's cool. Jay Riss, I think that I said your name right. Warren Duncan, shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in to the nation. Lindell Davidson, shout out to you. Robert Chavez. Hey, I like that. Chavez, I like Chavez Regal too as well. Eric, y'all know who Chavez Regal is, right? The Scotch, right?
Kenneth Lott said what up to you on this side of things.
Sean Moore, man. Oh, who said hello?
Kenneth Lott, he over here saying, tell Law I said what up.
Tell Kenneth Lott this right here.
This is Sparta!
He said, this is Sparta. Oh, you can hear it. I'm going to tell him like you need a translator.
Yeah, he don't need no translator. He already know, man. We live like 95.
Philly, he gonna say, hey, shout out Akoye, Mr. North Philly, because up here we don't say north. We say north. We just put an F on everything.
Put an F on everything.
I cut your shout out.
Nah. That's all good, man. That's all my Facebook panel right there. You know, I got some more people that Facebook kind of run away from me when I try to read there. But I see my boy, my brother from another mother, say prime time in the mix over here, man. Shout out and salute to you on my chat box, and also KJ Rose, man. Shout out to you and Adrian. What's going on, man? So let's get this thing going, man. So we talked about the aspect if Rico can make this team. And I'm thinking that if Rico make this team, that would just bring in so much extra, like, okay, who we going to guard on this play type of deal. And then if you add in the fact that I'd love to see Ezekiel Elliott and Rico out there at the same time, because it's just going to create mismatch. I know that he probably can't block well. I know that we all have our reservations on him as far as running routes. But if you tell the brother, just run the seam, run your big 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", whatever it is, just run it up the field, man.
Right. Imagine Rico on that play, the RPO play action that Witten used to catch all the time, and they throw it to Beasley sometimes too in the red zone. But they'll hold, they'll play action fake out of the RPO, out of the shotgun, and then they just throw it right up the seam. Now imagine Rico running that route, because Witten was killing that route. You know, Witten's not fast at all, but he was killing it. Imagine Rico running that route, and then beyond that, you remember Deion used to say, for all you who say I can't tackle, show me the footage of me running away from a tackle, and I'll agree with it. I haven't seen footage of Rico pancaking people. That's true. Just like I haven't seen footage, of Dak throwing a bunch of deep balls. Right? That's true. The footage ain't there. Right. But I haven't seen Rico whiff on blocks either, though.
Right. I haven't seen that either.
He blocked good enough. Like I haven't seen it where it's like, why the fuck is he out there? I haven't seen that. It hasn't been that horrible. So, I mean, I don't mind Rico playing. With the upside that he brings, like, I never saw Antonio Gates lay people out either.
Hey, if Gavin Escobar can make this team, my God, man, come on. You remember Gavin Escobar? He couldn't block nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Neither could he blocked okay. The guy who hurt his knee last year played for number 84. Hannah was good in blocking, though.
Okay. Although he came out as a catching tight end, you know.
Yeah, he was a speed tight end. Mm-hmm. But I think Rico will be fine, man. I think we keep him though.
Did you see that snag though? Did you see that snag that Rico did? He snatched the ball out of the opposition hand. You know, that it was a pass that was underthrown. Yeah. I'm looking at that, man. I'm like, hey, if we can get like one of those plays every other week, you know, just saving the quarterback's skin, snatching the ball off their helmet. You know, he's known for doing that. At least that should right now out of the tight ends, who had the most tight end yards out of the tight end crew?
I think probably Jarwin.
I think Rico probably had more catching yards than all of them.
Maybe.
I don't know. Somebody in the chat box, man, let us know.
Schultz don't look that good right now. He look okay, but he look kind of lost. And then you got who else? Jeff Swain. Mm-hmm. Swain is okay. He's not like, he's not a bum, but he's more of a blocker, big body guy. He reminds me of that Jesse James from Pittsburgh. Just a big guy, not a real. What's his name? Bo Spaeth or Joe Spaeth. Those guys. Or Dan Campbell that we had. They're good tight ends, but they're more on the blocking side of things.
Hey, people on the Facebook panel, well, not the Facebook panel, the chat box, the flame box. I have John Sparks, and I also have, man, I forgot your name already. It moved away. They said, man, it's been a 2-year project already. Just let him go. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
let him go.
Just let him go. Let him fly away.
Yeah,
We don't need him.
no. Cut him loose and let him play.
I think it was Adrian Soto. He's saying that let's just let him go.
Why would you let go of something that's progressing? It's not like he's not regressing. He's not to a point where you can't understand why we're even attempting to do it. I think Rico would benefit from more playing time, more reps. His mouth and his social media activity have led him to be more on the back burner, but his talent, I think he's earned a position with the ones at least for the next 2 games.
My bad, Adrian. He said no, he just need more time. Yeah, okay, I feel what you're saying. All right, I think that John Sparks, my guy, he was saying like, look, just let him go. Hey, Miss Jackie, shout out to you for joining in to the Law Nations 2.0. All right, so what else you have on your mind, Akoye? Because
the safety position, the safety play, just the defensive backfield in general is a question mark. Watching what I'm working on that film for that Cincinnati game now. I'm done. I'll probably finish it tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. But that film, I'm looking at some things that make me whiff a little bit, and that's the poor tackling by the second unit. Jordan Lewis included in that. I'm actually doing. I'm not gonna say a 180. I'm doing like a 120 degree turn on Anthony Brown. I can see from this game why Chris Richard likes him. I still don't know if he's the guy, but he's always in position. I can tell you that.
right,
I like that about him. He almost got another interception this week, and I'm tired of saying almost about Anthony Brown. So I just want to see him finish. If Anthony Brown can finish, our secondary is complete, at least the starting 3. Jordan Lewis, he's looking less like a steal and more like the 3rd round pick or 3rd or 4th. I think he's a 3rd round pick, or more like the 3rd round pick that he was, like a project guy. Because that pass interference, it just, I don't know, it's not characteristic of him. I don't know what that was about.
And he did fold it up like a lawn chair. He folded up like a lawn chair on one of those guys who was trying to make the tackle out in space.
Yeah, I got that too. Yeah. He got beat on a cross. He was just getting beat.
What if this though, right? All this time last year, we really didn't see Jordan Lewis during preseason. Remember, he was going through the court situation, and then also he was with the hamstring. What if I do like a ESPN 30 for 30? What if I tell you Jordan Lewis also is just a gamer?
He might be. He might be.
He might be.
He can play. Yeah, he showed that he can play. He has that tenacity with him. I want to see him get back to whatever form he was in last year. But again, defense works the same way offense does. What you get away with your rookie year is due to a lack of tendencies on tape, and what you'll get away your second year, you will not. I think Anthony Brown had that come to Jesus moment last year in his sophomore year. And I think Jordan Lewis would have the same. He's not going to be able to get away with just being Velcro, as he calls himself. He'll have to give, another ripple to his game, because as you can see in this cover 3, we're vulnerable only on the outside, right? Deep. If you flood the zones to the outside, because inside we have linebackers, we have safety, we have everybody in there. But outside, once you run a receiver up the sideline and you run, either your tight end to that post or a slot receiver or your Y to that post, is open, and it's going to require corners that are versatile, that can carry their man far enough and read what's going on underneath them, and that's what Jordan is going to have to be able to do as well. I think everyone else, including Jordan, they're good read and react players. But I think Jordan's just better at man than he is at zone. And I think that's part of the reason why he's struggling a little bit. This is a little bit new to him, because last year all we asked Jordan to do really was say, hey, look, that's your guy, follow him.
Follow him on the
Just
field
go.
side. Yeah.
You got him. Go.
Yeah.
If he come over here, this your man. Got
Yeah.
him. He good at that.
Yeah,
And
he's
he
good at
hasn't
that. I never asked you, are you a big fan of the cover 3 or cover 2 or what are you?
been.
Quarters guy or
I'm a
what?
fan of whatever work, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't really care if you can run a Monty Kiffin, Tampa 2 style cover 2 and succeed the way he did with it. You know, more power to you. Rob Marinelli, Simeon Rice type thing. That's great, cool. If you can run that Pete Carroll cover 3, I'm good with that too. I mean, if we were running Bill Parcells 3-4 or Mike Zimmer's 4-3, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I like them all. So, I mean, and Wade Phillips. I'm not one to really care about a scheme. Like, as long as you have the players to fit the scheme. I'm more
Mm-hmm.
so a guy like this. Don't try to force players into a scheme that they may not be suited for. Put them in the
Mm-hmm.
best position to win. So if I have a guy that can play man, no, I'm not going to have him play zone all day. I'm going to put him in positions where we might just have him play man in within zone. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just
Mm-hmm.
just give him assignments that he can handle. And I think if we're able to do that, I don't care what, we're going to always mix and match anyway. No one's covered 3. No team is covered 3 every play.
Every
No
play,
one's
yeah.
covered 2 every play. So we'll run them all. We'll probably be more of a cover 3 team, and that's because we have the athleticism at linebacker to do it. You can't do it without
Mm-hmm.
linebackers that can play in space, because then you just have different windows because these guys are like pillars. Like, you can't have guys big like LT and DeMarcus Ware playing linebacker, even though they're outside linebackers, obviously, but playing linebacker, or Brady James and those guys playing linebacker in a cover 3 type scheme. They're too big
Mm-hmm.
and awkward. Whereas right now we have a lot of fluid linebackers.
No
All of
doubt.
them. All
No
of them are
doubt.
athletes.
And you can might as
So
well
for
go
sure.
ahead and touch on Joe Thomas, man, because we play so much of nickel,
Right.
and that's the 2 linebacker setup out of that formation is like 75 to maybe the 78% of the time we in nickel. So with the emergence of Jalen Smith, do you think they would give Sean Lee? Would they pace him out throughout this entire year, and put Joe Thomas out there opposed to having the general out there?
Um, I think you're gonna have Sean Lee play as much as possible. Um, I think we want to win this year, so I think you want to play him as much as possible without risking him, of course. But when I say
Mm.
risking him, I mean, obviously if he's a little banged up, yeah, you might see Joe Thomas for a few more series, and they go series for series with him, or they take him out of certain sub packages just to rest him. But Sean Lee is going to have to, you can't protect him, forever. Sean Lee's going to have to be able to
Oh
just get
man,
through
can't protect him forever.
16 games. Because if you had to protect him, like any player, if I said, hey, this wide receiver is better than, Randy Moss, but as soon as you
Mm-hmm.
touch him, he's done. Like, well, then he's no good to us. So,
Mm-mm.
Sean Lee's the same way. Like, he is one of the greatest linebackers in the league right now, but he has to be able to stay on the field, and that's not up to, the training staff.
Oh my God, man! Not to
That's up to
stop you,
him.
man. I think I hear
Watching here.
the sound of the Voch Lombardi, the
Oh,
people's champ.
before you get into Voch, shout out to Adrian Lindsay. I appreciate the super chat, man. And he just
Yeah,
said this season will be interesting to see. But what up, Voch, man? What
donation
up?
to help
Man,
build the
I tell
nation.
you what, man. I tell you what, man.
Let's hear it.
It's Vash Lombardi. What's up, y'all? I get into arguments with the 80% all the time, bro.
All
And for
the
some
time.
reason, we're blaming Rico Gather's lack of, I'll say, football IQ to be safe. They blaming that on the coaches.
Oh,
Mm.
Well, this man only been playing football for what, 3 years?
yeah.
2 years?
Yeah.
I've seen people
Eighth
go
grade,
through
eighth grade.
that don't count. That don't even count.
That's not even football.
I've seen people go through entire football campaigns and still get slipped up on the plays and still not learn their
Oh
responsibilities.
yeah,
Still
agreed.
not learn what they're supposed to do. I remember playing center in high school, surrounded by seniors on my offensive line. And I'm telling them what to do. And Rico Gathers at the highest level of football. We
Right.
say he can't learn tight end, in which you got to learn receive and offensive line. He can't learn tight end in 3 years, and it's somehow the coaching staff's fault. Shut up.
Man, speak the truth, man. That's what I'm talking about. I guess it was coaching staff fault too with Gavin Escobar. Either you got it or you don't, right?
I just don't know what kind of magic y'all want from these people, dog. What y'all want from Jason Garrett, man? You got to teach this man NFL level blocking and NFL level receiving. Right. I ain't even got a great firm grasp on NFL everything yet, and I'm just a civilian. Rico Gathers only been playing ball for 3 years. Can we stop?
Man, I love to just have Rico Gathers on this team, man.
He's an athlete.
Who will you smother to have him on the team then?
Look, I'm not super, like, if I can hold on to Rico Gathers without somebody else trying to steal him from the practice squad, I don't mind continuing to trying to groom Rico Gathers. But if I got to pick out a Rico and somebody important depth-wise on my team, come on, man. We see how important having Joe Looney is right now. We see how important guys like Marquez White could be if something bad happens to Byron Jones.
Would you drop Connie Illy for Rico Gathers?
Ooh, a pin
would
drop.
You drop
right by
Richard Ash for Rico Gathers?
Yes.
I would. In a heartbeat. Get him out of here.
Okay.
These are guys that were on our active roster. Well, not
Ash
Connie.
can go.
Yeah,
Ash can go. But the thing about Coney Ely is I was going to kick him off a bridge for Randy Gregory. The thing about Coney Ely is that he can play two positions. So you want to give up a rotational 3 and 5 tech for Rico Gathers who's only going to play in your red zone or run up the seam. That's just kind of wild to me.
Hey, well, let me ask you this. Would you, since you're looking at the quarterback play this preseason, would you roll with 2 quarterbacks then and then bring in the Rico Suave?
I haven't changed my thoughts on Mike White simply because he's only played 3 preseason games with third string. You know what I mean? And even if he's had bad practice, let's just not act like the quarterback position is easy to walk in and just figure out like that. I mean, we gotta let the beat build for a little bit before we just start to run into judgment on.
Can you sneak Cooper Rush on the practice squad? Who would you can't sneak him? He's not gonna be sneakable.
No, because you try to get Mike White on the practice squad is what you go with. I don't think
we can do that, man. I think we got to carry 3 because Cooper got to be your second guy, and you can't put Mike on practice squad because somebody will take him. In my opinion,
let me ask you this hypothetically: if Teddy Bridgewater out there, would you get rid of one of those 2 guys for Teddy B?
Of course, because Teddy's the better quarterback, but I don't think we'll fall into that situation. Teddy want to go play somewhere. If Teddy gonna go somewhere, Teddy want to play, man.
What if you have the notion to say, okay, this is a hard question right here, but what if you say, okay, I'm gonna bring Teddy B in here to go against Dak Prescott to bring the competition level up? Would you do that?
I'll take
that. They'll do that next year.
Still start shopping. Still, he's gonna be on the market, right?
He's gonna be on. Okay, watch this. What would you give up? What would you give up to get Teddy Bridgewater? I'm not even going to acknowledge that because I wouldn't give up my next year.
That's not something. I think it's like this. Like Dak, what they're doing right now is trying to put Dak in a position to feel comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Having him in competition right now is not something that makes him feel comfortable. So I think that's why they're going, and he's shown that he's durable. So I think that's why they're going with less seasoned quarterbacks behind him. Not even a Luke McCown type behind him or Anderson. Right. The dude who's behind Cam Newton for so long. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't even have that. We don't have a veteran just sitting there ready to go. So that just shows me they're trying to really give Dak his space. If Dak doesn't rise to the occasion, if he just has a subpar or mediocre year this year, then I think next camp, it might not be a Bridgewater. It could be, who knows, RG3, you got Manziel, you got draft picks, you got.
Oh, don't mention Manziel.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just saying names names of players that aren't, quarterbacks that aren't unattainable and aren't unrealistic, but not good enough to beat them out either, but good enough to make people say, oh, well, can they play if he doesn't? You know what I mean? So I think that, you'll see that next off season if he doesn't play well. If he does play well and he shows that he is who he's supposed to be, then you'll just see a Ryan Fitzpatrick type or a Luke McCown type sign behind him as a handcuff. I guarantee it.
It's just so wild. People ready to just kill Mike White, man. If I had Chaz Green and Damian Mama blocking for me, I look pretty trash.
Who killing him though?
Hey, man,
who kills him right now? They go in on him.
Akoye, you should see him. You
I thought he
should see
played
that.
okay in the
you,
Cincinnati game without a line. I thought he played okay.
I agree,
He just
but
did
you
too
should.
much staring him down.
but he did head onto that ball forever, man. He
Too
held on
long.
the ball
That's
better than
okay.
the lady from the Titanic.
He a rookie. That's okay. You
Yeah.
should see the 80% trying to get rid of Mike White, man. You should see him.
I'm not in the belief of getting rid of him. I'm thinking that you can stash them somewhere. But you saying that ain't gonna fly though, right?
Yeah.
31 other teams right now say, okay,
He's a
what if you
worthless
give Mike
roster
White
spot.
one of those high playing like practice squad money, like they did with Rico? Or
You want
whoever
to
they
know
did,
something?
You know,
You
Go
want to know
ahead.
something that'll work for Mike White? If he lay down and go ouch and we put him on IR, that's the only way to keep Mike White
Yep.
without getting him stole.
That's
the
the
only way.
best thing for him.
That's really what we did with Rico. We just can't do that shit two years in a row. Rico, look, Rico had a damn concussion and he was out for 6 weeks. How'd that work?
Right.
How'd that work?
Hey, before we go a little bit further, Vach, I want to know your opinion, your thoughts on number 72, Travis, man. What are your thoughts on that? And Joe Looney too.
I think Travis will be fine, but if not, I think Joe Loney will be fine. I don't think he's one of these guys to where if we lose him, everything breaks down. I've seen Cowboys fans say that we're going 8-8 because we lost Travis. I don't think so. I think we lose a lot, but I don't think we're gonna lose so much. People think that everybody gonna give up sacks from the one tech, just sacks. Joe is adequate, but he's not as great as Travis. I think we'll be fine. And if not, he's only gonna be out for like a handful of weeks. So what? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I mean, he'll be fine.
Let me ask you this though. With that being said, are you with the belief of resting Dak Prescott, or are you with the belief of putting the young man out there?
I was watching the Cardinals versus Saints, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cardinals was sacking the hell out of the Saints, bro.
That's a front four, man. That's a nasty front four, yeah.
The car was sacking the hell out of the Saints, bro. I don't want that going through no parts of that. I don't want that. Look, man, Chandler Jones just up here just doing the damn LeBron.
He on the same steroids his brother was on. He breaking bags and all. He broke the bag back. Like,
yeah, I saw that, man. That boy broke the doggone.
But what would that? That's metal. What would he have done
thing
to a man? He'd have snapped him in half.
Man, look, I don't want to sound so Vach is so right about everything, because I did see a comment that say Vach belittles people and they're feeling like they wrong. Nah, I just feel like they regular wrong. But if Dak Prescott, knock on plastic, if something bad happens to him,
I'm knocking on wood.
If something, now what? Sit him down, man. Like, if he does play, he's only gonna play what, 2 series? That's 12 or so plays. 12 or so plays. That ain't really no big change or nothing, man. That's all right.
You play center, man. When Dak Prescott line up on the center, how much of a report that counts? Because I'm with the mindset the center is like the second hardest position to learn in the National Football League. So how hard would this be with Dak Prescott building that rapport with Jumbo Looney?
No problem. That's what we got practice for.
Exactly.
No problem.
And it's not going to be the center exchange that's going to be the problem for Looney. It's going to be the reads and the calls and the snap counts and all that. It's not going to be handing it back so much. So,
at the end of the day, strong sides, you can always count on Zach Martin for help. Backside, I think a double team with Connor and Joe Looney will do well on, some backside one or whatever. So it ain't like we're putting Joe in position. All right, Joe, be the man here. Nah, just call out the mic. Adjust the, calls and all that type of stuff. And Joe's been here for like 3, 4, 5 years. He knows the mental side. Okay. He knows the mental side. Just don't die out there, Joe. That's it.
Just get me off the ledge. Thanks for bringing me a little closer off the ledge.
And you get a longer look at Cooper Rush. We get to look at Cooper Rush if Dak doesn't play.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cooper Rush needs to put something good on tape for himself. Mm-hmm. Going into the season, because he's gonna be asked to play cold coming off the bench if something happens to Dak.
Mm-hmm. Well, will this game help number 85 out? Because number 85 need to get playing time out there.
I think whatever's going to happen is already happened to Noah Brown. Mm-hmm. I don't think he can play in this one game and make himself any better off than he was going to be. So if they like him enough to keep him from last year, then they're going to do that. But I don't see – I already count 7 that I like, and he ain't in that 7.
Go ahead and put it out there, man, because it's gonna be like a hard cut regardless of where
So
we
you
look
got
at it.
Hearns, you got Lenore. I
Those
like
shoe
Lenore.
ins. Go and give me the shoe ins. The guys that you know for sure gonna make it, like
Well,
Allen
we
Hearns,
know
T. Will.
Terrence Williams is going to make the team.
My son,
Yeah, we know Hearns is going to make the team. We know Beasley's making his
Gallup.
team.
Gallup.
You know, Gallup is on the team. That's 4 right there. Then on the bubble players, you have Lance Lenore.
No way. But go ahead.
I mean, when I say on the bubble, I mean he's not a shoe-in.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
It's not like he's automatic. We still don't know what these coaches are thinking. But I think he's one of the better receivers on our team right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's your 5th. And then you have Deontay Thompson, who's injured right now, so I'm not sure what he'll be able to do.
Tavon
Austin is 6.
Yeah.
And then 7. Who would be 7? I know there was one more that I didn't mention.
Brown.
I think Tavon, your lock, man. I think he,
Tavon a lot.
I don't know. A lot category, yeah.
Yeah, he not a bubble guy. I just didn't think of him earlier.
So who is the 6 though?
That's the 6.
That's 6. So who's the 7? So they're gonna roll with 6.
I like Mikael McKay.
That's what everybody's saying is in the chat box right now.
I like Mikael McKay. I like him over Noah Brown. And not saying Noah Brown doesn't bring a blocking element, but I'm not looking for more blockers at wide receiver. I'm looking for wide receivers at wide receiver.
I like that saying. Yeah. Vach, who you got, man? Same order?
I don't think Noah makes the team because what we're gonna look at is if we're gonna put a receiver on the 53, I would assume we would like to have him on the 46, and I don't think Noah Brown make the 46, so why put him on the 53?
Yeah.
In my opinion. So it's gonna come down to guys like Noah Brown versus the other bottom of the position guys that we talked about, Marquez White or Rico Gathers. Some of y'all like Bo Scarborough and Darius Jackson. I think it's gonna come down to those guys. And Noah Brown ain't even been here. he ain't been here, man. So he probably
I think
won't
you're
make
right though. Tavon is going to be moved to that wide receiver position because of a Darius Jackson or Bo Scarborough making this team.
Tell you what, I'd rather have Rico than Noah Brown.
That's a fact.
Yeah. Well, hey,
or
that speaks volumes.
Or Deontay Thompson. They can get rid of either one of them for Rico, and I'll take it.
Hey, do you roll with 3 running backs or you go with the 4 now?
I think
3 running, including fullback.
No.
I mean, you got to include this fullback because he's
Scarborough, Zeke, and then Darius Jackson. One of those guys got to go.
Gots to go, huh?
It'll probably be Jackson. I think both Scarborough is younger and he has some juice to him. I like the way Darius Jackson's been running, though. I do like that.
Slicing. That was with the 3rd string. That was running behind Chaz Green. And
it'll be this. If Darius Jackson can return some kicks, some kickoffs and play on special teams this week and make some noise with that, then maybe he makes the team as that kickoff returner that takes the place of Tavon back there. So maybe we keep 4. That would be the only scenario I can think of where 4 make 4 running backs are on this team.
What does Bo bring to this team, though?
Sure,
ideal.
Yeah.
Bo brings the ideal to the team. You know what I mean? That's all he brings, an ideal. That's all I can think of.
I like Bo. Bo brings a Marion Barber style.
Right. That's the ideal. Yeah.
Zeke brings a Marion Barber style.
Zeke brings a LaDainian Tomlinson style running game. Like
Plus,
he got
Marion
power.
Barber.
Plus
Marion Barber. Zeke more so runs through your arms rather than try to smack you in the face. Bo is going to leave this game with, hopefully not, but I'm just saying this as a joke. He's going to leave this game with CTE the way he runs.
Third and one.
Wow.
Third and one. So 3rd and 1, you're putting in Bo or Zeke.
No, you're putting in Zeke, and then you have maybe a combo set with Zeke and Jameis Olawale or Zeke and a number 45.
I mean, you show me where you would ever put anybody other than Zeke in on any running play. Zeke is going to get spelled by these guys, and that's it. Now, if he were to get no, I'm not going to even say that out loud. But if
don't even say that.
Anyway,
stop it.
For whatever reason, those other running backs have to play. I would like to see more of Bo. But if Zeke, plays this entire season, you won't see Bo, and that's fine with me because you're not going to see the 3rd running back no matter who it is. You ain't going to see Darius Jackson.
Let's break this down right here then. Who is closer to Ezekiel's style of running? I would say number 44, and that's Jackson. And Bo is closer to number 45 style of runner. Is that correct?
What
So
I'm
would
saying,
you rather have two Zekes? And I'm not calling before you guys try to crucify me. I'm not calling Jackson the Zeke, but what I'm saying is closer in style of run. You can have that with a Darius, and then you can have his Zeke. Those two same styles, and then you can have your number 45, and then you have Jameis Olawale, who one can argue and say those two are the same type of style, 1A, 1B, whatever.
I mean, the fact that the only wild card I think there is the fact that if you're going to say that Bo is a hard nosed, which he is, a hard nosed smash mouth running back that you like because he's a big body, but you also have Jameis Olawale on this team. He's the reason you don't need a Bo because he can do what Bo can do. He's a guy that makes people miss. He can run through you, run over you, want to run around you, but he's also a lot more explosive and he can catch a lot better and run patterns, obviously, a lot better than a Bo. So he's more dynamic. So the fact that you mentioned Jameis, that's the only reason I would see you not keeping a Bo. I don't think I don't think Bo runs like 45. I don't think he runs like Smith. Smith is a different type of guy. He's a tall Eddie George type running back, long strides but powerful. Bo is not. He don't run like him. He don't run like him.
so are you putting Bo on kickoff or
Nah.
That's what I meant by
You're
what
right.
do
You're right. You're right. I mean, I'm just arguing.
And I saw number 45 do kickoff, and I saw him as a gunner too. So 45, he brings in a lot of things to the table. So I'm not saying that you get rid of him, but if you already have that guy who's similar to Bo, then why try to change it when you can utilize Jameis Olawale?
He'll wind up on the Jags or something like that. If you don't make it.
Boy.
You know what's gonna happen with Bo?
Maybe Pittsburgh.
You know what's gonna happen with Bo? Bo gonna sell some jerseys in damn Tuscaloosa. That's what he gonna do.
Would you put Bo on the Rico plan? You put him in this game, then you say, that hip pointer, he gonna be out.
Because he's not a guy that you look. I think Bo has a high floor, low ceiling, so I don't think he's gonna. You're not waiting for him to improve. Bo is what
I'm
Bo
just talking
is.
about you just stash him.
That's what I would say. The only thing that makes me feel this way about Bo, people call me a hater because people love Bo. Y'all remember how good we felt about Gus Johnson, dog? Then just one day he was gone. Is that the first time I said it? Right? As much as we love Gus, then just one day he just wasn't here no more. You think they gonna keep Bo? Who do we love Bo to give him a third spot? Like we love Gus Johnson. We just pillow smothered him and pushed him off the
They
bridge.
pillow smother a lot of guys in Dallas though that you don't expect.
Please.
Yeah, they do,
But
man.
it's one of those things, man.
I learned that back in remember Hard Knocks when Parcells was here. I don't know why he didn't make the team, but we had a dude who was a quarterback named Woody Dantzler. You remember him?
I remember
He was a quarterback, but they had him playing.
He fumbled or something off a kickoff return. I said, get him off the team.
Man, this dude had the greatest kickoff return though against San Fran in the preseason. Might have been in the regular season or the preseason.
Ain't got cut. Yeah.
That was the greatest kickoff return I ever seen in my life. I mean, ever. Greatest kickoff return I ever seen. And next week he was gone. I was like, God damn, they don't got no love. They got no love over here, man.
I was like 11 when that happened, but
You remember that though, right?
I do.
No? Yeah, I remember. He bust his ass.
Yes, indeed, man. It's always something with this team, man.
I will say, 8 years ago, Bo probably would have made this team. I think we cut people that we love so much because we're as talented as we've ever been. I remember just a handful of months ago, I made an argument on your show, Law. I used to say, man, this offense full of first and second round picks, man. That's why they're so good. Y'all remember me saying that. Right. I look at the defense now. You got a gang of first and second round picks playing on the defense now. And most of that is Jalen can run now. Randy ain't smoking no more. Cheeto starting. You know what I'm saying? Byron looks impressive at corner. You know what I mean? We got a lot more talent on defense than we ever have. We made it happen. We were ranked ranked eighth with, you know what I'm saying, scraps and whatever. We good to go now. Don't tell me we can't be number one or top five.
So what we gonna do with the Jaron Johnsons of the world? And
he gonna play week 3 and 4 like everybody else and get fired. I mean, that's it.
He'll get fired. Yeah, I ain't gonna mention the ET talk because they're just gonna.
I'm tired of the ET. I mean, I think our starters are still there. Like we could still start Kayvon in the box and start Heath in the outfield until Woods gets back, man. Like they got to learn. If you got guys who you coaching up to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that everyone's talent level is always going to be the same, but if you coaching them up to play, and you don't think they can ever play to the point where that's the reason you have depth. So if you got a guy that's number 2 on your depth chart, he's on number 2 on the depth chart because he need to be able to step in and play if asked to. If you hit the panic button when your starter goes out, not for any other reason other than depth, which those pickups were both Gerard and the other kid from Georgia. Both those were depth pickups. You know what I mean? So if you picking them up for anything else, that means you was praying the whole time anyway. You know what I mean?
So this is what I want everybody to do. Get your pen and paper ready because this Sunday night we really going to take a look at our number 1 defense, like the 23 to Tyree Robinson, the number 37 to Cam Kelly. They're going to get a lot of playing time, right? The secondary of the defensive backs or the safeties, what have you. They're going to be going against number 1s. So if they can keep this thing up, because it's 2 quarters, right? Supposedly they should play for 2 quarters. And I guess teams have yet to score a touchdown on the number 1 on the number 1s. So I would like to see that throughout the entire game. Those guys, the like I said, the Tyree Robinsons, the Cam Kelly,
Tyree played
and
good.
Number 40. Yeah, he been playing good. So this would just silence everything if these guys can take the ball away, and also Jeff Heath and Kayvon, if they can just play for a good amount of time for the first 2 quarters.
After the first quarter because of depth. Those are guys you should rest. But we already know we're going to get in Heath. We already know we're going to get in Kayvon. Just let the young guys play from the rip, man.
Against the Wands, against the Arizona Cardinals Wands. I like to see that,
let them young guys play, and let's see what they can do. Because I, for one, I don't know about this Chris Richard experiment in regards to the Cam Kellys and the Alumbas. I know he did that before with Browner and Richard. I mean, not Richard, but Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman,
but, I don't know. Like I just didn't like the way they were tackling at the end of the game. They were stopping their feet too much. This is preseason, but they were stopping their feet. They weren't really with the rest of the team with driving towards the ball, like swarming. They were watching and then saying, "Oh shit, you got away. Let me come get him." You know what I mean? That's a little different than just going and missling at somebody.
So if healthy, we should see number 55 double nickel playing Mike the entire game.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of Joe Thomas, even though I think he's an asset that you keep off the field for the whole game. But maybe Lillard and 55 get more playing time than anything else. I like the kid number 58 too, Trayvon Johnson. He a hitter.
58.
Yeah, Trayvon Johnson.
I'm going to look him up.
Yeah, look him up. He knock your head off. I like that about him. He can run and he hit you. Covington hasn't done anything, so number 59. We'll see him some. Outside of that, I think you get rid of Heath and Kayvon after the first series. You put them on the bench.
Yeah, who you looking for, Vach? Who you looking for this game?
I'm sorry, I was writing. I'm just looking for
love in all the wrong places.
No. I'm looking for my son Connor Williams. I kind of want. He's been getting better and better week by week. Let me address the 80% for a second.
Mm-hmm.
They wanna talk crazy about my son Connor Williams for getting beat one time in week 1 and beat one time in week 2.
Right.
First of all, DeForest Buckner ain't no joke. Geno Atkins ain't no joke.
Right.
Third point, he only got beat one time by both of those guys. Can we stop?
Yeah.
Can we stop? We'll be fine. Cut it out.
I'm just saying, let me ask you a question though. Do you like Connor better against finesse, or do you like him better against power?
I think Connor gets so caught up in lunging. Every time Connor gets beat, he's setting his feet quick and he's trying to be more powerful than what he really is. I said this in the video one time. But if Connor just sets 2 times quickly like he does, give himself room to read and react, then drop his hips and block like he's supposed to, he's fine. And that comes with reps, just not rely. Because look, back in Texas, he used to just step one time, grab people, and everything just stops.
Yeah.
Can't do it against Geno Atkins.
Do that now, yeah.
Can't do it. But I was writing some stuff. I was looking at first, second, and third round picks on offense and defense. So we got Zeke in the first round, Gallup in the third, Tavon is a first round pick. Tyron, Zach, Travis, and Lael is technically a first round talent to me, but those guys first round talents. Connor Williams a second round pick, but he got hurt. He's a first round talent to me.
Right.
Defense, Randy Gregory, Tyrone Crawford, got him in the third. D-Law in the second. Van Der Esch in the first. Sean Lee second. Cheeto second. Byron one. We got a lot of talent, man.
We do. A
lot of talent, man. And we forget that because we fans and we so close to it and we always worried about stuff. But you know, most of the stuff we worry about who gonna play backup quarterback. We worried about who gonna play strong safety. if that's all we got to worry about, we fine. We forget we got the best offensive line and run game in the league. We forget that our quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. We forget that we have a top 8 defense, whatever. We gonna be straight, man. Super Bowl, bro.
So, and somebody put down that the Panthers are going to win 56-3. But this is the thing with Panthers. Their whole offensive line is hurt right now.
Yeah.
Man, you don't want to have a shabby offensive line, period, even whether you're hurt or not against us. I mean,
wow, yeah.
We going to be flying all over the place, man, like we were in Cincinnati. And that's to a man, because I'm still hype off the fact that I ain't seen Irving or Collins this whole training camp, and we still balling, and we all still hype.
Collins like that secret sauce, you know he's gonna be ready for game 1 or 2, and he's just gonna bring in like that extra, like damn, look at number 96. But go ahead with your point though.
No, I'm just saying, if you got 96 and 64 starting, I'm happy, and watch what they'll be able to do, and then you're not running against that front. Neither one of them. And then, and with guys, the talent that we have on the outside, we can afford to put 2 one-tech type guys in there, or 2 nose tackle type guys in there, like 2 Snack Harrises, like in Collins and Woods, because you have a Gregory, a Dorrance Armstrong, Taco's actually coming along, and then you have D-Law as well. So you got those guys on the outside that can rotate.
And you didn't even mention 94. See how everything goes?
That can soak up blocks. Right. Soak up blocks and get people off their mark, push people off their spots. We did a great job of that all night, even in the loss against Cincinnati. The defensive line was still all the way to the bell, still pushing blockers into their man, still knocking people out. Price was balling. Dayton Jones got hurt, but we know what he can do. Ward actually played a little bit better. So I'm good with our line, man. I'm good with it.
No doubt.
I just want to say too, I forgot Taco Charlton is first round pick, Jalen Smith is second round pick, Malik Collins is third round pick, and Terrence Williams is second round pick. I forgot even more talent. Pardon me.
Wow, man, that's some good talent stuff, man. All we need now is translations.
Yeah, but
you need to translate out there for that turnover, takeaways, fumbles, sacks.
There's gonna be a lot of turnovers this year, man.
What would you say? Blood? What would you say, Vash Lombardi?
You are in Wakanda now. Panthers will have nothing but dust
and blood. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, man. Hell yeah, man! I can't wait till this week 1. Hell yeah! John Sparks said, "About you the GOAT, man."
Hey man, salute, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. For those who don't understand what GOAT means, the greatest of all times. That's what I'm talking about. So, any other points, man? Before we wrap this show up, man.
It ain't true, but I appreciate it.
Yes, indeed. You should think with your mind, because you already know, man, it's all up in the mental part of everything, right? So, with that being said, man, final thoughts, man. Let's wrap it up with Travis Frederick, man. What are you thinking about this Akoye? Will he come back? What's the over-under? Will he come back with week 1, week 2, week 3, or week 4?
I mean, just out of pure optimism, I think Travis Fredericks plays this year. I'm not gonna call the weeks, because that's out of all our hands, even his. But hopefully he gets back soon, and I seriously will be praying for him. You know what I mean? I like Fredericks as a player, and it's unfortunate, seriously. But I don't hold my head low, because it's not saying it's just Fredericks, but I mean just Fredericks in the sense that it's only one of our linemen that is really looking gloomy right now. Everyone else is pretty much okay. As Voch just said, Connor Williams will be fine, but I do still like him better at right tackle and Collins at left guard. But either way, they're serviceable in both positions. So I mean, I don't have a worry about our offensive line. I think we're still going to dominate because even when we had our backups in there, minus Chaz Green last year, they still ran block very well, and we want to run the ball. So and those guys weren't half as talented as what we have now, like Cooper and what was the other kid's name, Bell. Those guys aren't as talented as the linemen we have today. So
no doubt,
we'll be fun.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And also, by us being fine out there for the week 1, where can they find your page at, man?
I mean, want to know the Akoye Media on YouTube, man. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Adrian Lindsay too, and those of you who donate on Patreon. I'm also on patreon.com/Akoye. Mm-hmm. That's Akoye. What we're doing this year, man, what my goal is to steadily grow, build with guys such as yourselves, learn from guys such as yourselves, and then from there just become a staple in this game. So you guys are helping me, both Law, Vach, and the nation. You guys are helping me step by step, day by day. So I'm grateful and I appreciate it all.
Yes, indeed, that's some good stuff, man. And also, guys, let this guy get to 10,000 subscribers. Don't let this season start.
They ain't gonna let me do nothing. We're gonna get to 10,000 because we're gonna do it.
Yes.
Ain't nobody gonna let me do nothing.
Beat him there, then. Beat him there to 10,000. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. My brother from another mother, from the same skillet, man. Vach Lombardi, man. What's your final thoughts on Travis Frederick? Will he come game 1, game 2, game 3, etc.? And also, where they can find you at and all that good stuff. Vach, are you still there? Going once. The people champ, are you gone?
Lost his connection.
He lost his connection. Well, guys, not to leave my guy Vach Lombardi out, go follow his page. He got tons of information out there, film breakdown, film sessions. One of the best in the business of doing this thing. He also have Patreon. Right now, he would say up for the Doski, Woski, Peetsky, Wheaskies. What is better than, what's more important than what? Bread and water, right? That's what he say. What's more important than bread and water? It will be the Patreon. Go follow Vach Lombardi's Patreon page. Help this man out. Help us all out because he's going to give you guys more content, better information. And also, when you subscribe to his Patreon account, you can also make video requests, film breakdown requests, because that do take a lot of time to curate those videos and chart those films. So with that being said, guys, if you want to follow my page, I also have a podcast that's LAW Nation. And you can hear our voices of reasonings as far as Cowboys content, Cowboys stuff out there. And also follow us on Instagram at Laws Nation, that's with an S, and also Facebook at Laws Nation. I would like to appreciate everybody who's on Phantom right now, EBS and online. Big Game James and Silver and Blue Nation in the Dallas Prospect, where every legend was once a prospect. That's all the time we have for today. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute.
Salute. We out.
We out. Yeah. Shout out to you, Chris Longley. Shout out to you, Adrian Soto. Thank y'all for holding it down in the chat box, man. And also the Facebook panel. Jay, I see you. Eric, what's up, man? Keith Woodley, man, what's going on, man? We finna run out of here, man, but appreciate you guys for tuning in to the nation. Peace.
Peace.